Hello PIM people and welcome. I'm Rasmus, and in this video I want to show you about webhooks and what you can do with webhooks, how to set them up and how to activate them and fire them. So webhooks is a way to communicate with something outside of PIM. So a trigger to poke to whatever system you have outside of Struct PIM to tell them something have happened on a product, and then you can have some kind of logic outside of PIM that is doing things to these values. It could be sending information to other system in your landscapes, or it could just be a service where you manipulate some of the PIM data and write it back to the PIM system. Your imagination is the boundary here. You can do all sorts of crazy stuff with it. In most situations where you previously used webhooks can now be done with business rules, something that Struct PIM have developed and implemented in the system earlier this year. It's a game changer. It's mind-blowing what you can do with these without having programming knowledge or anything. You can just set up crazy things in there. I have different videos on my channel about these business rules. Go and watch the basic and advanced and whatever is in there to see how you can benefit from this. But you might still end up in situations where you want to fire a webhook or call something outside. So this is what we want to go through here. Okay. Go to settings and go to webhooks. I have created one here. We'll just delete that one and create it from scratch. So a demo, and you should call a specific URL when this webhook is fired. So this is what you want to talk to outside of the system. I typically use this site called webhook.site. There'll be a link in the description. But here you can quickly get something so you can see what is firing and what the system is sending to you. Copy that URL, add it in here, activate this specific one, or this specific webhook. Yeah, you can also add additional header information if you want to. Typically the header information you have is enough, but if you want to have some customized header information you will send with this package, you can add it in here. In this case, I'll go to products and tell that whenever a product is updated, I want to fire this one. But I want to be more specific, because if you want to be nice both to whatever you're calling outside of Struct PIM and also your Struct PIM system, then you want to limit it so it only fires and calls something whenever the specific changes you want to be catched is detected in there, right? And you can do that with the advanced, okay, I'll move me to the side here. With the advanced section. First of all, you can define if you want the default information when the webhook is fired. So that means only the product IDs, that could be more, that is involved in this specific product update. And you'll also get the transactional GUID here, or unique identifier. You can also include the change set, so you will get more information about what specific have changed and stuff like that. For now, we'll just use the default. And then, as I mentioned earlier, I want to make the condition for the triggering is pretty strict, so I know when this one will trigger. You can do that here. Tell something about the categories, the product, structure, update, variant definition, stuff like that, if it's archived or not. But I often use this one. So if attribute is changed on this specific one, then I want to either fire on all of the attribute that can be updated to this specific product, or just some specific ones. This is typically what I use. So in this case, from an earlier demo, we have these, here we are. We have these packaging information about our product. So if the width, the height, or the length field is changing, then I want to fire off this webhook. Want to save it, it's in here. And now I want to go to the demo products that we had earlier here. Change this value. So as you can see, this is still firing off the business rule we created in one of the other videos. But now we should also expect over here on the webhook side to see that now we have actually called this one. And we're getting the ID that product ID 65 have changed. Getting all the information about the header information, where it's coming from, all that stuff. And now you can figuring out what you want to do with this information. You could contact the API into PIM again and ask what have changed on this specific one, or what do I want to do. That's basically it. Let's go to the to the webhook itself here again and try to have the change set with it there. So instead of using the default, I want to include change set. Submit that one, save it. There we are. Go back here, change this one, save. We should go back here again. Now you see I caused another event. So this is the new event. And as you can see, these are the attributes that have been manipulated. And you saw it right. So I manipulated this specific attribute, and then there was a business rule triggered that calculated some stuff and added it in here. And all of this is bundled together. So it's telling you now that both of these attributes have been manipulated. And then you can do whatever to call into your PIM system and say, okay, what are the new values? Can you please tell me that and get this information, do whatever you want with it. Quite useful. And this is, again, here you have no boundaries, so you can communicate in all sorts of different ways with this, right? Last thing I want to show you before we stop this video is you will also have history on the webhooks in here. So both, of course, you can see it active here, but you could also see the history here. These are the 2 times it's called these. They're getting a return, good positive return code 200. This is the time it takes to call it. You could potentially call something in your data center or in Azure or in Amazon or whatever, where you have some webhooks. You can see the details about what was actually fired, what are the information, what are the user who did it, all of that stuff. So you have some pretty useful information to see what actually is happening all the time with these webhooks. I hope you find them useful, and I hope you can imagine what you can use them for. If you find this information useful, please throw a like or subscribe at the channel or at this video. That will help a lot. If you don't want to do that, no biggie at all. I just hope you enjoyed it, and have a good one. Bye.